if I turn it up, right? Yeah. Testing 109876, 109876. Testing 109876, 54321. Okay.
Testing, test, 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 testing, test, test, test. Testing, testing, test, test, test.
Welcome, everybody, to Clothier Field today as Swathmore will be taking on Washington College in a doubleheader in Centennial Conference action. Mark Narducci here. Glad to be with you on a day where the sun is out, although it rained a lot last night, and the people at Swathmore have done an excellent job getting this field into shape. These are the last two undefeated teams in Centennial Conference play. Swathmore 15-2 overall, 4-0 in the Centennial Conference, and also winners of 14 in a row. Washington College 8-9, but 2-0 in the Centennial Conference. For Swathmore, it'll be Gwen Glatz, the first pitcher today. Meg Ozawa, the ace of the staff, will be going in the second game. Just to set the infield, it'll be Cassidy Chung, the catcher, Emily Bertrand at first base, Laura Harai at second, Alex Simon at short, and Maya Estrella at third. Flannery McFadden in left field, Sam Hastings in center, and Kate Hart in right. For Washington College, Lily Cook leads off and plays left field. She's up right now. Hannah Solji, as she fouls that off. Hannah Solji, the third baseman, bats second. Alyssa Vieira, center fielder, hits third. The cleanup hitter is Megan Robbins, the second baseman. The pitcher, Lexi Barnhart, hits fifth. Lexi Whitmer catches and hits sixth. Maddie Kendall plays first and bats seven. Alexa Draper's at DP, and she is batting eighth. And hitting ninth and playing shortstop is Chloe Trevz. The DP, who will be playing right field for the Shore Woman, is Emily Cole. Ball just missed outside from Glatz for the leadoff hitter, Lily Cook, who's batting .346, 18 for 52 on the season. 2-2 the count. The umpires today, the home plate umpire Joe Kupka, and on the bases is Mike Bindle. Glatz this season is making her ninth appearance, her eighth start. She's 4-1 with a 2.02 ERA. Opponents are batting just .225 against her. Counts full. And, of course, as we've said on just about every telecast, Glatz has also played an outstanding third base for this team as well, and is also the leading hitter in the Centennial Conference. We'll talk about that as the day goes on. There's a base hit through the middle. So Lily Cook is a leadoff base runner. And that'll bring up Hannah Solji. Cook, by the way, the runner at first, 5 stolen bases in 7 attempts, so she bears watching. Hannah Solji, the third baseman, hitting .259, has a .333 on-base percentage. That's low for ball one. One thing that Swathmore has received is outstanding catching this season defensively. Cassidy Chung back there in game one, one of the players who's done so well. That's hit the other way, foul, chased by Flannery McFadden, the left fielder. 1 ball, 1 strike. Washington College is just happy to play today, just having its last 2 games postponed due to the weather. Bunt, Glatz, Harai covering for the first out. Sacrifice successful. 1-4. Alyssa Vieira now at the plate for Washington College. That's low ball one. Vieira, one of the top hitters in the Centennial Conference, hitting .475. Has just one extra base hit. It's a double, but tremendous back control. And that one's foul. Right by first baseman Emily Bertrand. Vieira is an interesting case. Her batting average, .475, is actually higher than her on-base percentage of .469. And one reason is she has walked just once this season. Slaps that one foul. And Gwen Glatz gets ahead of her, 1-2. Gwen in 45 innings has struck out 34 and walked 13. Ground ball and a force out at third. Excellent job as they get the lead runner out there at third base on the fielder's choice. So that'll bring up the second baseman, Megan Robbins. And off the glove of Bertrand. And that'll be called an error. Swathmore's been one of the top fielding teams in the Centennial Conference. So runners at first and second, 2 out, and the pitcher, Lexi Barnhart, up. Low for a ball. Excellent job by Cassidy Chung back there. Showing tremendous footwork, getting to that low pitch for ball one. Barnhart batting .375. The sophomore pitcher. That's foul. Barnhart has 2 of Washington College's 4 home runs this year. Yep, Simon bobbles that one, and that'll be another error. And just as we said, the defense has been good. It's been a rough first inning. So the bases are now loaded. Catcher Lexi Whitmer now at the plate with the bases loaded. No score here in the top of the first inning. Gwen Glatz trying to pitch out of a jam. Comes inside there. And just missed on that. Ball one. Whitmer batting .319. Has 7 RBI. Took something off that, but it's outside for ball 2. Nowhere to put Whitmer. Whitmer's only walked once this season. But that's low, and it's 3-0, and it would be the biggest shock ever if she swings at this pitch. Right down the middle for strike one. Whitmer has 4 extra base hits this season, all doubles. Pop to center field. Hastings right there and puts it away for the third out. So no runs that inning. 1 hit, 2 Swathmore errors, and 3 left on base. Now we'll get to the Swathmore batting order. Batting first and playing third base, Maya Estrella. Laura Harai is the second baseman who hits second. Alex Simon, the shortstop, bats third. Gwen Glatz, the pitcher, hitting cleanup. Emily Bertrand, the first baseman, bats fifth. Hitting sixth and playing right field is Kate Hart. Batting seventh and playing center field, Sam Hastings. The catcher hitting eighth is Cassidy Chong, and batting ninth and playing left field is Flannery McFadden. And they'll go up against sophomore right-hander Lexi Barnhart. 3-6 on the season with a 4.13 ERA in 59 and a third innings. She struck out 42 and walked 29. By the way, we have to mention here one person that is not in the lineup today is Olivia Mcclammy, the freshman who's been one of the best players in the Centennial Conference, out with undisclosed injury. And that's going to hurt the Garnet because Mcclammy leads the Centennial Conference entering today's action in both home runs with 5 and RBI 26. So there's a long shot to center field way back there, but making the catch is Vieira. As Estrella, who came in hitting .489, got all of that. That'll bring up Laura Harai. That's high for ball one. Harai batting .353. Fouls that off. Harai and Gwen Glatz are the only players now who will start at all 18 games this season, counting today, for the Garnet. 2-1 to count. Yeah. And Harai taking all the way on that one is a 1-out base runner. That's a 7th walk this season for Harai. Keep in mind, she is 9 for 9 in stolen bases. As Alex Simon takes that first pitch for a strike. Simon was hitting lower in the order, but she has been hot lately, and plus with Mcclammy being out, she moves up. Hitting .346 on the season. 1 home run, 13 RBI. And there's Harai. Safe. Then she went off the bag and almost got tagged out, but she's safe. She's down on the ground. We hope she's all right. As Melissa Finley, the coach, comes out there to check on her, see if she's all right. Yeah, she's jogging, trying to work that out. And she'll stay out there. Simon hits that into right field, and that ball will drop for a base hit. Harai goes to third. As Emily Cole, the right fielder, made a valiant attempt at that, but was not able to get it. So that'll bring up the hot-hitting Gwen Glatz, who leads the Centennial Conference in batting, hitting .509. That's high and outside, ball 1. Simon steals second, but they throw to third that time. The catcher Whitmer threw the third, but Harai back in plenty of time. For Simon, that was her first steal of the season. Takes something off on that for a strike. Lexi Barnhart ahead in the count, 1-2. Runners at the corners, 1 out here, bottom of the first. Grounder to third, holding the runner. Solji makes the throw. And just gets her in time. That's an excellent job by Solji. Of course, a little bit of groaning from the Swathmore dugout. They thought she was safe. But they were also on the other side of it. Emily Bertrand, the first baseman, takes that pitch for ball 1. Emily hitting .386. I don't know if that went off her foot or something, but it was foul. 1-1. So Washington College threatening the top of the first. And now Swathmore here in the bottom of the inning. But there's a pop-up. Robbins makes the catch for the third out. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We're through an inning, and we have no score. You know, we mentioned that Swathmore and Washington College, the only 2 undefeated teams in Centennial Conference action. Swathmore 4-0, Washington College 2-0. McDaniel next 3-1. Ursinus 2-2. Gettysburg and Haverford 1-1. Muhlenberg, who we saw the other day, 1-3. Franklin and Marshall 0-2, and Dickinson 0-4. By the way, Dickinson gave Washington College all it could handle. Washington College's 2 wins in the conference are over Dickinson, 1-0 and 3-1. So just a lot of parity in this conference. Of course, these teams play each other twice. So that's 18 conference games. So that'll bring up Maddie Kendall, the first baseman. Hitting .277. Foul out of play. Kendall, a freshman, has 3 extra base hits, all doubles, 1 RBI. Boy, that pitch had a lot of late movement on it, and quickly Glatz gets ahead 0-2. Way outside, 1-2. Glatz was a 4-1 winner in her last outing. Pop up, Bertrand, right near the fence. And Kendall gets another life there at the plate. But Glatz went the distance against Franklin and Marshall the other day. It was a game we broadcast right here from Clothier Field. Just outside for a ball. 2-2 the count to Maddie Kendall. It'll be Kendall, Draper, and Chloe Trevz, the bottom of the order here for Washington College in the top of the second inning. First of 2 games today. Oh, she almost offered at it and showed great plate discipline. Again, the ball hung up there and it went outside out of the strike zone. Kendall looked like she was ready to offer at it. Counts full. Pop up. McFadden makes the catch in left for the first out. Alexa Draper, the freshman, designated player, and she has not had a whole lot of action here at the plate. She's only at bat 3 times, although this is her 12th game of the season, which obviously she's been used a lot for defensive purposes as Glatz starts her off with a strike. Quickly gets ahead 0-2. Ball. Outside. And a called third strike. That is the first strikeout of the game for Gwen Glatz. Her 35th of the season. Chloe Trevz, the shortstop, takes that first pitch for a strike, and the difference between innings 1 and 2 for Gwen Glatz have been major. She's getting ahead of the batters here in this inning. Ground ball. Estrella makes the high throw, but Bertrand with the catch for the third out. So 3 up and 3 down. As we go to the bottom of the second of a scoreless game between Washington College and Swathmore. As we said, it was a kind of a rough week for Washington College as far as getting games in. 2 different doubleheaders postponed. First off, they were supposed to play Salisbury, the number 2 ranked team in Division III. That game was postponed. Then they had a game with Marymount, Virginia, and they thought they were going to get it played, and the teams were there, but the field was just too wet, so they were not able to do that. So for Swathmore here in the second inning, it'll be Kate Hart, Sam Hastings, and Cassidy Chung. As we said, Washington College came in 8-9 overall, but a little bit deceptive. Have played a very tough schedule. As we mentioned, the only other team other than Swathmore that's unbeaten in Centennial Conference play, although things have just started. Teams have to play 16 Centennial Conference games. There's a strike. That also had some really great late movement on it. Kate is batting .281. That's a ball. 1-2. Kate, the junior from Pittsburgh. And she gets her for a cold third strike. Again, tremendous late movement. First strikeout of the game for Lexi Barnhart. Sam Hastings, the center fielder, hitting even .250. That ball's inside. Sam, the junior from West Windsor Plainsboro South High School in New Jersey. High for a ball. We talked about it. Hastings has just played an excellent center field. That's a strike. She has shown very, very good range as a center fielder. Ground ball and a great stab by Robbins on her knees, throws her out. Excellent play by Robbins as she gets the second out there. Megan Robbins, a senior from Denton, Maryland, put on a web gem there. Round foul. That was past Solji, who was playing near the line at third base. There's a strike, and strike two. It's 0-2 the count. Lexi Barnhart has had some great late-breaking pitches. That time, Cassidy Chung stayed alive. Cassidy 5 for 26 on the season. As we said earlier, though, has provided some outstanding defense behind the plate. Barnhart makes the easy play for the third out. So she retires the side, so after two, it's scoreless between Swathmore and Washington College. As we said, Washington College has not played in a week since winning that Centennial Conference doubleheader against Dickinson 1-0 and 3-1. For the Shore woman, it'll be the top of the order: Lily Cook, Hannah Solji, and Alyssa Vieira here in the top of the third inning. Gwen Glatz has thrown 35 pitches in the first two innings. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Lily Cook, who opened up the game with a base hit. Lily now batting .365. That's low, and again, another nice scoop by Chung behind the plate. Cook, one of the many freshmen on the team, she entered today with a .404 on-base percentage. That's low, 2-0. Cook has walked 4 times this season. .3-0 now the count. Cook is from Linthicum, Maryland, Glen Burnie High School. Glatz has had a few 3-0 counts that she's had. That one's right there for a strike. Cook taking all the way. Grounder to Simon, makes the play for the first out. Simon has great range. We've seen that she has a gun of an arm and has just done a tremendous job solidifying that shortstop. The freshman from Hollywood, Florida, has really done a great job. As Hannah Solji takes a strike, she sacrificed her first time up. She's batting .259. Out of play. Solji is tied for the team lead with 7 walks. Chloe Trevz also has 7. Slapped by Estrella, and that is foul. You could tell how hard that ball was hit because Estrella was playing pretty close to the line. That one was just foul. Glatz ahead of Solji, 0-2. Slapper, and that'll be a base hit. That was between Estrella and Simon. So she's a 1-out base runner. So the dangerous Alyssa Vieira up, the center fielder, hitting to her fielder's choice her first time up. That's outside for a ball. Vieira now hitting .467. Pop up. Will it drop? It does. As Solji goes to second. And Vieira on the bloop single at first. Megan Robbins, who reached base her first time up on an error. And made the defensive play of the game so far, last inning. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Robbins hitting .175, but she does have 9 RBI. That's second on the team. Takes that pitch for a strike. Also has 3 extra base hits, a double, and 2 home runs. Up there's a wild pitch, and the runners will advance. So now Solji at third base, Vieira at second, 1 out. Simon, she'll come home. Makes the throw and she's out. What a gun by Alex Simon that time. So that'll be the second out. Vieira advances to third. And that'll bring up Lexi Barnhart, who reached base on an error her first time up. Excellent job by Simon that time. Had to be decisive because Solji has good speed. And she got her. There's strike 1. Barnhart now hitting .368. Pop up. Bertrand, I'm sorry, makes the catch for the third out. And Gwen Glatz pitches out of yet another jam. No runs. Two hits and 2 left on base. We're going to the bottom of the third and still scoreless between these two Centennial Conference teams. Barnhart has been pretty efficient in the first 2 innings. She's thrown just 30 pitches. One walk and 1 strikeout. So for Swathmore, it'll be Flannery McFadden in the top of the order, Myra Estrella and Laura Harai here in the bottom of the third inning. McFadden hitting .375, and as we said before, that bunt is foul. She's got tremendous speed. You can see why she was trying to bunt there. Has been platooning, has had just 24 at-bats entering the game, but nine hits. That's out of play. McFadden has 1 extra base hit, and that was a triple. Another foul. Swathmore had a rescheduled game scheduled for this past Thursday against Cabrini. Ground ball to short. Trevz with the throw for the out. Well, just like her counterpart Simon, Chloe Trevz showed a gun there at short. Myra Estrella flew out the Vieira in center first time up, and that will drop. Base hit is ruled on that. Emily Cole in right field made a nice stab at it. But Estrella is on, and that is her 23rd hit of this season. By the way, Estrella 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts. Laura Harai takes that first pitch for a strike. Harai walked and stole her 10th base of the season. There's another strike. And quickly, Lexi Barnhart gets ahead 0-2. That's outside. Good job by Whitmer, the catcher, that time, keeping that ball from going to the backstop. Harai on that stolen base got a little shaken up there. She kind of tested her leg and everything seemed fine. Ground ball, Robbins, Byer for the base hit. So the Garnet have a 1-out rally with runners at first and second. And now that'll bring up Alex Simon, who singled and stole base her first time up. Of course, she stole it. There was no throw that time. That's high for ball 1. Simon now hitting .358. Swings through that one for strike one. 1-1 the count. Foul. Jammed her on that one. So Barnhart ahead of the count. 1-2. One out, runners at first and second for the Garnet. Here in a scoreless game in the bottom of the third. Pop up. Solji. It was an infield fly, but Solji makes the catch for out number 2. Gwen Glatz now the plate. She grounded out to Solji at third base her first time up. That ball's popped up, and making the catch is Maddie Kendall for the third out. So both teams have rallied here, but it's still scoreless through 3. Gwen Glatz would be the ace probably on a lot of teams in the Centennial Conference, but of course Meg Ozawa has been the best pitcher in the conference and so far, and it really hasn't even been close. Glatz in her 3 innings has thrown 51 pitches. She's had a lot of deep counts so far. So for Washington College, it'll be Lexi Whitner, Maddie Kendall, and Alexa Draper here in the top of the 4th. Both pitchers have shown a lot of grit as they've had to pitch out at some jams. That's low, ball 1. Whitmer flew out the Hastings in center her first time up. Grounder by Estrada, and she'll be a leadoff base runner. That's ruled an error, and for the normally good fielding Swathmore team, that is the 3rd error of the game. First baseman Maddie Kendall up. She's 0 for 1. She flew out to McFadden in left field. Sacrifice. Making the play and doing a great job is Cassidy Chung. It's funny, that ball was not bunted too far away from the plate, but still it was a very, very close play as Kendall got down the line very quickly. My mistake, she was actually safe on that. E4, the ball was dropped. So Glatz is in some trouble here with runners at first and second, both reaching base on errors. And then that'll bring up Alexa Draper, who struck out looking her first time up. Interesting, Washington College coach Sally Snover looking to sacrifice, but again, this is the number 8 hitter in the order. That's ball, 1-1. Fourth error for Swathmore in what has been an uncharacteristic defensive display. Showing bunt again, and that's foul. This is only Draper's 5th at-bat of the season. She's jammed that time, and Chung makes a great catch. What a job by Chung. Up against the fence. That ball didn't have a lot of lift, so she had to get back there very quickly. Chloe Trevz, the shortstop. She grounded out to Estrella her first time up. There's a base hit. That's going to be extra bases. 1 run will score. 2 runs coming in on the 2-run double by the number 9 hitter, Chloe Trevz. So Trevz, who came into the day with 5 RBI, adds 2 more with that shot. And it's 2-0 Washington College. There's a ground ball. Harai making a nice stop there for the second out. That was on Lily Cook. And that'll bring up Hannah Solji. So both runs unearned for the Shore woman. Strike 1. Solji officially 1 for 1 with a single and a sacrifice. And one thing we've noticed from Washington College, they've worked on that liner right there to center field, and Hastings got a great jump on it to make the catch for the 3rd out. But 2 runs on 1 hit, the big hit, the 2-run double by Chloe Trevz. And we're entering the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is 2-0 Washington College. Swathmore hasn't found itself trailing a whole lot lately. For Swathmore, it'll be Emily Bertrand, Kate Hart, and Sam Hastings here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Barnhart just 43 pitches through the first 3 innings. 3 hits and a walk with a strikeout. Emily Bertrand, who popped up the Robins at second base her first time up. Grounder to third. Solji makes the throw for the first out. That left side of the infield with Solji and Trevz very strong defensively for this Washington College team. Kate Hart struck out her first time up. That's low for a ball. I'll tell you what. Behind the plate, catcher Lexi Whitmer, you really like the job she does there. Swings at one out of the strike zone and could not make the play as Emily Cole. And Cole has had some tough plays to make because the wind blowing very hard in right field. Nothing routine. And she made a valiant effort for that, but count 1-1 for Hart. There's a ball. Hart now hitting .272. That's ball. Jammed at that time. That ball's going to bounce. That's going to be a tough play, and she's going to be safe. So Kate Hart is a one-out base runner with that bloop single. Sam Hastings now up. Hart, by the way, 2 for 2 in stolen bases. Hastings, but right there is Vieira. She got a great jump on that ball, too. For the second out. Catcher Cassidy Chung grounded out her first time up. Short, right there is Trevz, and she will not be able to make the play. So just as we were talking about the strong defense on the left side, I think Trevz looked up at the runner going to first before she looked the ball into her glove, and now that'll bring up Flannery McFadden with runners at first and second. That's ball one. And Solji, realizing the speed of McFadden, is playing up at third base. Outside, ball two. Top of the order, Myra Estrella on deck. McFadden grounded out to Trevz her first time up at short. Slaps it foul. Melissa Simon had to get out of the way of that one. Yep, they switched softballs there. Bunts it foul. McFadden is a slap hitter because she wants to take advantage of her speed, but she's also, as we've said throughout the telecast, an excellent bunter. Count now 2-2. And she slaps it to Solji. Solji makes the errant throw. And coming to score is Kate Hart, the first run on the error. Were they calling interference? Are they calling interference there? They must have been called interference on that. So it looked like an errant throw is the third out. We're through 4, and it's 2-0 Washington College. So a crazy play to end that inning. Obviously, if that call doesn't made, the run is scored, but they called the interference, so it remains 2-0 Washington College. As we said, Gwen Glatz has given up 2 runs, both of them unearned due to the errors. She's at 62 pitches. As Alyssa Vieira leads things off, it'll be Vieira, Robbins, and Barnhart, the heart of the order. She tries to bunt. How about Chung getting to that? That is the second time that Chung has made a very difficult play on a pop-up because neither of the balls were hit very high. Chung showing great speed. Megan Robbins takes that for a strike. Robbins 0 for 2, reached base on an error her first time up, and hit into her fielder's choice last time. Grounder, Harai, takes her time, makes the throw for the second out. So Gwen Glatz, who was throwing a lot of pitches early on, has been very economical with her pitches recently. Lexi Barnhart, the pitcher now at the plate. She's 0 for 2. Takes something off of that and just missed. Low, nice stab by Chung. Barnhart now hitting .362. There's a strike. Glatz has struck out just one batter this game, but she's really pitched well. Outside. 3-1. Grounder right to Glatz. Makes the play over to Bertrand for the third out. So we're going in the bottom of the 5th inning, and it is Washington College 2 and Swathmore nothing. What a game this has been so far. Both pitchers doing an excellent job. The key so far has been the 4 Swathmore errors. And Barnhart has been very effective on the mound. In her 4 innings, she's thrown just 56 pitches. She allowed 4 hits, struck out 1, and walked 1. For Swathmore, it'll be the top of the order. Maya Estrella, Laura Harai, and Alex Simon here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2, 4, and 1 for Washington College. 0, 4, and 4 for Swathmore. Estrella is 1 for 2. Flew out the center and had a base hit her last time up. Takes that first pitch for ball 1. Got a good piece of that, but pulled it way foul. Takes that pitch for a strike. She is now batting .479. No, she didn't commit. They appealed. They said no. First base umpire Mike Bindle said no, she did not go, so it's 2-2. Out of play. Just missed, and the count is full. As we said, coming into the day, Gwen Glatz was leading the Centennial Conference in batting at .509. Estrella was second. How about that with the first 2 players? And hits her. Would have been ball 4 anyway. So Estrella is on base for the second time. Down 2, you don't know if she'll be running, but she is 3 for 3 on stolen base attempts. And Laura Harai has been on base twice. There's strike 1. Hannah Solji, the third baseman, coming in. As Harai did show bunt, she chokes up on that bat. As you can see there, has great bat control. Pulls it back, and it's 1-1. And did try to bunt that, but it's foul. With that earlier single, Laura now batting .365, pops it up, but right there it's short as Trevz makes the easy play for the out. Alex Simon, who's 1 for 2 with a base hit and a pop-up. Great off-speed pitch that time by Lexi Barnhart for strike 1. Pop-up, Vieira making the catch almost in left field. It shows the kind of range that Alyssa Vieira has. What an outstanding defensive player. She's also their top offensive player as well. So Gwen Glatz with a chance to help herself here. 0 for 2 on the day. Barnhart is starting off just about everybody with a strike on that changeup. And then changes speed on that and just misses on the outside corner. It's 1-1. That ball's out of play. Solji making a chase for it. Just missed. 2-2. Jammed her that time. Popped up. That'll be out of play as Kendall chased it. Ground ball by shortstop. Trevz made a dive at it. But Glatz is on with her first base hit. Emily Bertrand now at the plate. Solji makes the long throw and a nice stab by Kendall at first base for the third out. So the Garnet rallied that inning, leaving 2 runners on base, and we're through 5, and it is Washington College 2, Swathmore nothing. Of course, we like to check in on the pitchers every inning. We talked about Glatz being very efficient recently. Both runs unearned. She's thrown 70 pitches. So for Washington College, it'll be Lexi Whitmer, Maddie Kendall, and Alexa Draper here in the top of the 6th inning. Again, both teams scheduled to play 2 7-inning games today. Whitmer is 0 for 2, but she reached base on an error her last time up and ended up scoring. She's a local product, a junior from Drexel Hill, PA. She went to Upper Darby High School. I'm sure she has a lot of fans in attendance here today. Gets the low strike. It's 1-1. Oh, that ball dropped out of the strike zone. 2-1. Gets the outside corner, 2-2. Whitmer now hitting .306. Stays alive by punching an outside pitch that was very tough to handle. That's actually a nice piece of hitting by Whitmer. Grounder, Estrara, over the first for out number 1. First baseman Maddie Kendall. She also reached base on an error and scored her last time up. Here's strike 1. Just got a piece of it for a foul. She's a freshman from Galena, Maryland, Kent County High School. As we said, this is a very, very young Washington College team. Washington College scored its 2 runs. 2 runners reached base on an error, and then Chloe Trevz with a 2-run double, and there's a strikeout. That is strikeout number 2 on the game for Glatz. And we are going to have a pinch hitter here. It looks like Autumn Smith coming in to pinch hit for Draper. Smith is a sophomore from Pittsville, Maryland, Parkside High School. Smith has had just 10 at-bats this season. She's 1 for 10. Draper was 0 for 2, and we mentioned there's strike 1. We mentioned Draper had only come into the game with 3 at-bats, so a total of 13 at-bats entering the game for the 2 players in this spot in the order, the number 8. As there's another strike. Outside, ball 1. Both pitchers have been very impressive. And, oh, I thought she got her. No. 2-2 the count. That's what you call a premature call by the announcer. Thought that was Strike three. Pop up, Simon calling for it, and makes the catch for the third out. So no runs, hits or errors, and we're going to the bottom of the sixth inning, and it's still Washington College 2 and Swathmore nothing. Lexi Barnhart has been very impressive today, shutting down as a Swathmore team that entered today with a .357 batting average. What an impressive showing by Barnhart. She's made 77 pitches so far. As for Swathmore, it'll be Kate Hart, Sam Hastings, and Cassidy Chung here in the bottom of the sixth. Hart 1 for 2 with a single. There's a strike, 1-1. Grounder, Solgi makes the throw over the first. And I'll tell you what, Maddie Kendall at first base has really helped her fielders. That was a nice stretch that time. As Hart makes the first out. Sam Hastings, who's 0 for 2, flew out to Vieira her last time up. Jammed at that time, but again, easy play for Trevz for the second out. Cassidy Chung up. She's 0 for 2, but did reach base last time on an error. Jammed again, and once again, Vieira could not get it. And I'll tell you what, if Vieira can't get it, nobody can. She was playing really deep on that ball. And Chung drops it in for a blue base hit. And we're having a pinch hitter right now. Brooke Canini. Pinch hitting for McFadden. So now home plate umpire Joe Kupka meeting with Melissa Finley, making sure he had said to us 5 for 3, but 3 was Chung, who just got on base. It's 5 for 2, Flannery McFadden. Yeah, and that's what he comes back to tell us. Canini batting .321. 4 extra base hits. Among her 9 hits, all doubles. Jammed her that time. Solji makes the throw for the third out. So another impressive inning by Lexi Barnhart. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. Entering the top of the 7th inning now, and it is still 2-0 Washington College. By the way, McFadden will re-enter and stay in left field. Well, Glenn Glatz has pitched a tremendous game up until this point. So far, she's made 84 pitches. And again, keep in mind, she had 35 pitches through the first 2 innings, so she's been very, very effective so far. She allowed 2 runs, both unearned, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, with 1 wild pitch. So Chloe Trevz, the number 9 hitter in the order, and the hitting standout for today, comes to the plate. Grounder. Estrella makes the play for the first out. Trevz is responsible for the 2 runs with a 2-run double in the 4th inning. So that brings us back to the top of the order, and left fielder Lily Cook, who's 1 for 3. She started the game with a base hit. And that's a strike. Gwen Glatz has pitched just 1 whale of a game. That's a ball. 1-1. 2, 4, and 1 for Washington College. 0, 6, and 4 for the Garnet. Out of play. Cook, another of the freshmen in this starting lineup for the Shorewoman. Ball just missed. A real late break, just broke right out of the strike zone. 2-2. Inside, that almost hit her. Count's now full. And Cook, with her speed, you'd like to keep her off the bases here. And gets her for strike 3. Did you see that late break again? For the second out. 3rd strikeout of the game for Gwen Glatz. Now to bring up Hannah Solji, the 3rd baseman. 1 for 2 with a single, also had a sacrifice. Flew out the Hastings in center field her last time up. Ground ball up the middle, and Solji has her 2nd hit of the day. Solji, by the way, 2 stolen bases on the year, has not been caught. I'll bring up Alyssa Valera, who's 1 for 3 with a single. There's strike 1. Popped up the Cassidy Chung her last time up in one of a few plays where Chung has done an outstanding job on pop-ups. Oh, that hit her. And she swung through it, so it's strike. So it's 0-2 to the dangerous Alyssa Vieira in a game where we've seen 5 errors, 4 by Swathmore. Nice job by Chung on that outside pitch. Vieira has been a standout in center field. Glatt's still ahead of the count, 1-2. 2 outs, runner at first is Solji. High for a ball, 2-2. Washington College scoring 2 unearned runs in the 4th inning, and they've held up so far in a 2-0 lead here. Grounder right to Glatz, over the first for the 3rd out. So one more chance here for the Garnet as they trail 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be the top of the order: Myra Estrella, Laura Harai, and Alex Simon. What a job by Gwen Glatz. In her 7 innings, allowed 2 runs, neither of them earned, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, and no walks. What an outstanding effort by her. And of course, Lexi Barnhart has been up to the task even more. Barnhart, 83 pitches. She's allowed 6 hits so far. Estrella starts off, taking that pitch for a strike. Maya's been on base twice today, officially 1 for 2. Ground ball right there to Robbins, makes the play for the 1st out. Laura Harai, who is 1 for 2 with a single and also walked. Watch Solji probably playing up at 3rd base, because just about every time up, Harai has shown bunt. Remember, when Harai walked in the 1st inning, she stole her 10th base. She's now 10 for 10 in stolen base attempts, and there goes a bunt. That's foul. Whitmer, the catcher, smartly let that roll foul. There would have been no chance at Harai. Again, Solji playing up and swings through that as she was jammed on that pitch. Swathmore has put the ball in play here. The Garnet have only struck out once today. Just missed. The other thing about Barnhart, in fact, really both pitchers here today, they've been working quickly. And she gets her for a called third strike. So make that 2 strikeouts on the day for the Garnet. And that'll leave it up to Alex Simon. Swings through that for strike 1. Barnhart entered the day with 42 strikeouts, now has 44. That's low for ball 1. Simon is 1 for 3 with a single. Flew out to Vieira her last time up. There's a long drive to left field, way back there. It's out of here. Alex Simon with her 3rd home run of the season cuts the lead in half, and it's now 2-1 Washington College. We said that Simon has been on a tear lately. Excuse me, make that her 2nd home run, not her 3rd. Her 14th RBI. And how about this? Pitcher against pitcher. Gwen Glatz, who singled her last time up, she's 1 for 3. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. Glatz now hitting .508. So the leading hitter in the Centennial Conference, facing one of the top pitchers as she takes that pitch for strike 1. Just missed. Washington College fans were not very pleased with that one. And she gets ball 4. Emily Bertrand now comes to the plate. She's 0 for 3. Oh for 3 today, but she's still hitting .361. Line shot, Vieira has a beat on it, makes the catch for the 3rd out. And Washington College holds on for a 2-1 victory. Two, 5, and 1 for the winning Washington College Shorewoman. 1, 7, and 4 for Swathmore. Quite a pitching duel between these two teams here. The winner is Lexi Barnhart. She improves now to 4-6 on the season. Gwen Glatz drops to 4-2, but did not allow any earned runs in an outstanding job. So that ends the 14-game winning streak for Swathmore. The Garnet now 15-3, 4-1 in the Centennial Conference. Meanwhile, Washington College evens its record at 9-9 and is now 3-0 in the Centennial Conference. Just an outstanding game. We hope you enjoyed it. And again, this is just the first of two. We'll be back in about a half hour for Game 2 between these two Centennial Conference teams. One final time, that score, Washington College 2, Swathmore 1. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in about a half hour.